Hey there, I'm Lorenzo from Kevy, and today I'll be walking you through our trigger and automation features. So in the last video, you saw us create a custom email template for our sunglasses e-commerce store, and now we're going to set up some triggers for that store. And so the triggers tab basically allows you to sort your customers based on how they interact with your website, your e-commerce store, and their email. And so for this to work, we need to tell Kevy what habits or triggers we want to sort by. And so we're going to go over that right now. So you can see that I'm on the dashboard here, and if we go over to the left down to automation, and then you'd have to click on that to expand, and then we go down to triggers. We're gonna be looking at this tab here, and we're gonna create a new workflow. So you see I have a couple different custom ones and built ones here, but we're just gonna go from the start here, so create a new one. We're gonna go with a custom workflow, but you have a couple different settings you can kind of look at to start with if you want. But we're gonna go totally custom here. We're gonna call it custom workflow 4 for our test campaign. You'd wanna make those fields more appropriate to your specific campaign, of course. And then we're in this audience tab here under our custom workflow 4. We can see that all matches up. And before we start adding some rules, I want to point out that you have the flexibility to choose if multiple rules need to be met for an action to occur, or if the action will be carried out as long as one rule is met. And I know that sounds confusing right now, but you'll see how it plays out as I add some rules here. So now we're going to start adding some custom rules, and the first rule that I want to look at is the abandoned cart rule, which is that if a customer adds a product to their cart and then doesn't actually buy that product, we want to shoot them a mail to kind of remind them to buy it. So we're going to go select our rule type here, scroll down to e-commerce and select shopping cart, and then we're just going to add our rule. And then we can customize that a little bit here. We can see that here that we want to change it. I can set it to 30 minutes. So they abandoned it for 30 minutes ago. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you have some other options and customization here that you can do if you want. So that'd be our first rule. One more thing I did want to elaborate on is the box that you see on the right side of the screen. This will live update with your specific contacts that match the rules you're outlining. But since this is a demo, you won't see anything added during this video. So the next rule that we're going to add is a page view rule. So again, we're going to go down to shopping cart here. We're just going to change this to page view. And then once we have our rule selected there, we can add it. And then click on it to expand some of the settings here. And for the sake of our video, I'm going to use the Kevy pricing page. But the power behind this rule is that, again, it's just another way to tell what the customer is interested in, and so that you can shoot them specific products and offers based on their interests, so they're more likely to buy. The last rule we're going to add is a category view rule. And so again, we have to click on this drop down menu again, and we're going to go down to e-commerce again and click product category. And then add our rule. So again, that will be our third rule, and we can click on that again one more time to see the settings around it. And again, we're looking at glasses stores. So for the sake of this video, we're going to say that they're interested in glasses under the category polarized. And so if they viewed the glasses that are polarized, let's say more than three or more times, we're going to shoot them specific emails maybe. This way we now have this customer in the category where we can notify them when we have new products that are related to that are polarized that they might be interested in buying. So I just went over 3 of the triggers and rules, but you can see here that there's a lot of different options here and a lot of room for customization if you want. But to keep this video short and sweet, we're going to go down and show off the specific settings tab now. So once we have our rules, we can click on this, and most of these are pretty self-explanatory, but the one that I did want to go over is called smart sending. So smart sending works by looking at the customer's email and seeing when they're most active on their email. For example, if your customer is usually looking at their email at 6 p.m. They every day check their email at 6 p.m. The system will know that, and so it'll target that time period, that time frame. So it'll send emails about discounts on our sunglasses to our customer that checks their email at 6 p.m. And then for the customer that checks at 5 p.m. it'll send it at 5 p.m. So it adjusts like that. So the last thing we need to do is what we want to do once the contact qualifies or hits these triggers, and the default one is kind of send an email, but you can see there's a couple different options here that you can play with. But for the sake of this video, we'll do send an email. We can add an action, and then we're going to send them a specific email template maybe. Again, we have our different templates here we can use and when we want to send it. And like I said previously, we went over how to build these templates in a previous video, so watch that if you're interested in that or need help with that. And that's a quick look at the automation and triggers tab. So again, it's super simple and easy to use, but very, very powerful and has a lot of depth to it to learn. Before you go, I want to let you know that if you're new and sign up for Kevy now, you'll receive a free 30-day trial. And if you didn't find something you were looking for, you can use the chat feature in the lower right-hand corner of Kevy to get in touch with our team. And finally, you can visit our blog for helpful tips on optimizing Kevy for your business. Thanks for watching, and please rate this video and subscribe to our channel so you're up to date on the latest Kevy releases and guides.